your favorite and only show that focuses on women's football in Zambia, is back with yet another exciting season. I'm your host, Taonga Doras Harawa. This is Bola show brought to you by Bola Yakumweso, a show that gives you the cream de la cream football updates in the women's football in Zambia. Well, from the local leagues, it be provincial or national, the elite women's super league, the Copper Queens, Copper Princesses, as well as the players playing abroad. Well, welcome to season 3, episode 1. Episode 1, we are going to be focusing on the Copper Queens as they make their second consecutive appearance at the Olympics that are taking place in Paris. We all aware that Coach Bruce Mappe made his final squad, and well, it had a lot of splitting ideas of why Margaret Belemu was left out and so many other players. Well, for the analysis, I am joined by our expert analysis, Mo Kaumba. Mo Kaumba, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Taonga, and good afternoon to our beautiful viewers and listeners out there who always make sure that they follow the show on the Bola Yakumweso page.
Well, firstly, Mo, can you give us an analysis of what you think of the full squad that Coach Bruce Mappe has scored upon, and what are we expecting from that squad?
I think the squad looks well balanced. It's good, and of course it's a combination of experience and of course the young ones are blending together. And I'm sure Coach Bruce Mappe knows what is at stake. That's why probably even the players that were called, I think some of these players are players that we have seen have been performing exceptional at their particular clubs. So I think for me the squad looks balanced. We just wait to see what will come out of this particular tournament for the motherland.
Well, keeping that in mind, where do you think our key technicality is going to come from if we are going to win the United States of America in our first game?
I think, like I mentioned, we have got a squad that is, I think, has got experience. When you talk about the likes of Barbara Banda, I think we've seen what she's been able to do both at national level and her club where she is currently playing from. You have seen, I think, how she's been getting in goals and of course providing assists both for the nation and the club level. I think she's going to be a key player for Bruce Mappe if at all we are going to, I think, record a positive result at this particular tournament. And I think other players that probably we can talk about is Rachel Kondananje. I think she is equally, yes, in as much as maybe at her club, maybe she's yet to settle down and of course starts maybe putting in the best results that we expect from her. But I feel for the nation, she always delivers, and I think that combination of Barbara Banda and Rachel Kondananje, I think will be able to be will be crucial for Bruce Mappe. But of course in the midfield as well, I think we've got some players who I feel for me will be able to help in terms of supply to the likes of Barbara Banda. I think when we talk about Avel Chutundu, I think we saw even when Zambia played the friendly against New Zealand, we saw how she was able to apply herself, even just at club level. I think she was the second top scorer, and of course coming from a midfield, I think that speaks volumes. I believe there are also these other players, I think, who I feel for me will be able to add up to, I think, the positive results. Rushomo Mwemba is one of those. I think we've seen she's been able to get goals for us where it matters most. So I think for me, almost everyone, if at all Coach Bruce Mappe can just, I think, play her card, I mean his cards very well, probably encouraging the players not just to be playing long balls, but of course sometimes even just to dictate play sometimes when we have an opportunity to, and then maybe try to play on the counter attacks. I feel for me we'll be able to probably get a positive result, considering that I think the USA is a strong squad. I was checking their record. I think in the last 18 games, they have only lost one, and that was a 2-0 loss. I've just forgotten the opponents. But their last game, the friendly game they played, they drew 0-0 at the hands of Costa Rica. And I think that kind of rose a lot of eyebrows from the fans that supports USA. And I feel for me, if we can try to capitalize, obviously, on our strength, that is the striking force, I feel for me we'll be able to get a positive result.
Okay, so in the last couple years, let me not say years, let me just say in the last 5 years, we have participated in each and every major tournament, from the World Cup, the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, and well, the Olympics. How do you think this experience is going to help the team as we go back for our second consecutive time at the Olympics?
Yeah, I think this will obviously be able to help us because right now we're talking about the experience that we've gotten from those particular tournaments. Remember the first time that we participated at this particular tournament, I think the first game we lost, is it 10-3 at the hands of the Netherlands, and then we drew 4-4, and then from there I think we lost 1-0. It showed you to say I think there was a little bit of some progress, and from that particular tournament I think we gained a lot of experience, and then from there we went to play at the WAFCON, where again we did exceptionally well. From there again we went on to play at the Women's World Cup, and I feel for me, looking at these particular tournaments that I've just mentioned, I think we have had a lot of experience participating at this particular tournament. So probably how we performed last time and how we are going to perform this time around, I expect to see a lot of change. I think even just in the way we approach these matches and just the tactical approach to these games. So I feel the experience that we have gathered, I think will be able to be crucial. And of course, like I mentioned, looking at where some of these players that have been called are coming from, I think most of them are coming from high-profile clubs. Some of them now playing in the Europe, some of them in the United States. I think that experience blended with what we have here, like players who are playing locally, I think will be able to probably help us a lot.
Well, just like I said, we've participated in each and every major tournament, and well, we've been making a lot of noise in the international transfer window as a country, Zambia. So well, what does this speak of the growth of women's football in Zambia?
I think this just tells us to say women's football, I think, is on the rise. Like you've mentioned, we've seen a lot of players who were playing locally, obviously making a transfer move to the major clubs in the Europe and Asia. So I feel for me, this simply tells a story to say Zambian football, especially women's football, is on the rise. And I think even now, even as we participate at this particular tournaments, looking at that record that we have, obviously there will be a lot of scouts that will be looking forward to see which players obviously they can get from our squad. So obviously those that will be given a chance, obviously for them, it's also this stage obviously is a major stage that you expect. I think some of the players that will be there, I think maybe after this particular tournament, you never know, some of them will have a chance maybe to even move to other clubs, like the way we've seen those who have already trekked to Europe. So I think for me, women's football, I think so far we seem to be doing fine, and we just need to continue probably building on that. And if possible, I was happy to hear that at least obviously this coming season, I hear we are going to have a sponsor, and I think that should speak volumes.
Well, the United States of America coach, well, she made a statement where she said that she has been preparing for this for the past 12 months, and that Barbara Banda is the best striker in the world currently. Do you think this should be an alert to say if Coach Bruce Mape needs to change his tactics, or he should just go with his tactics as we go into our first game against the United States of America?
I think for me there is no need to change the tactics. Of course, everyone knows to say Barbara Banda is an informed striker. Looking at, like I mentioned, how she's been banging in goals for her club, talk about Orlando Pride. I think for me, everyone has been able to see what Barbara Banda has been able to do. So it's not a surprise that even the coach had to admit to say Barbara Banda currently is the best striker. And I think for me, but again, we shouldn't really be too comfortable because the coach for US has said that. I think it should actually be able to motivate us, and of course to work even extra hard. You never know, maybe those could just be mind games that the coach is currently playing on us. So I think for me, Coach Bruce Mwape shouldn't change the tactics. I think let's go with what we have, and of course what we have is Barbara Banda, and like I mentioned, looking at her record, I think she's one player, even that United States coach knows, and I think even the players themselves, they know what Barbara Banda is able to do. So I think we can utilize her strength combined with Rachel Kundananji.
There you have it. You've heard it from the football expert analysis. Well, before I get your last remarks, Mo, let's get a word from our sponsors.
Are you an organization, a football team or athletics team looking for inexpensive and very comfortable accommodation within Ndola? Well, look no further. EB Lodges of Ndola is the answer. Comprising EB Stadium View Lodge of Twapia, conveniently located near the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium, and EB Guest House of Ndeke, loved by truckers and contractors. You are most welcome. You can book your accommodation in advance by calling 0977-253797 or 0967-253797. EB Lodges of Ndola for your mouth-watering meals and fully stocked bar. Perhaps the bar with the coldest beer in town. Get in touch now. EB Lodges of Ndola for your comfort and leisure.
Back. Well, moving on. Mo, how far do you think the Copper Queens are going to go in this tournament?
I think for me the group that we are in is quite a tough group, and I think for me if we can go past the group stages, I think that would be a plus. But I still believe, like I mentioned, I think Coach Bruce Mwape has assembled a very good side. I think we just wait and see, but otherwise for me I think if we can go past the group stages, it will be a plus for us looking at where we ended last time.
Thank you for joining us, Mo, in studio.
No, the pleasure is all mine, and of course we wish the Copper Queens all the very best at the Olympics.
Well, there you have it, viewers. A lot of expectations from the studio, from the fans across the country, and those in the diaspora. Well, for now, we can only wish the Copper Queens all the best, and hopefully they get the win. Well, a special thanks to all our sponsors, So Good Trading. And if you're looking for a place to chill, have a party, just chill, you can come to So Good Trading in Chifubu. Half of the Bola Yakumwesu crew, my name is Taonga Harawa. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.
Zulu, the Disha Narungu iwe. Adeo, Chitundu.